How's it going, gamer? You got hands here, and today in Dauntless we're going over the Hunger sword build. And with the new sword rework that just came out, there's a lot of crazy changes in the way the sword is worked and played with now, and man, I am enjoying it and definitely trying to adapt because it is a different playstyle for sure compared to the last one. In this video I go over 3 builds. One, which you're seeing right now, is a high DPS low life build, and then I go over 2 different Iceborne builds. And what's nice is there's a few variations in case you don't have something, or for example if you don't like +6 Berserker or can't handle it because it's such a low life build. You can use something like Wild Frenzy, which is really nice because that's increased attack speed. And with the recent update, a lot has changed with the sword rework on how you use the sword, especially in terms of the new Valour system on how you earn Valour and how you expend it in your combos to maximize your damage in your gameplay style. And in this build we're utilizing the mod Recursive Hilt, which after a blade surge gives you stamina and also gives you Valour over a period of a few seconds, which is really nice because if you're properly using your combos and gaining yourself Valour, that speeds up that rate, so you're allowed to use more of your cooler, bigger, higher damage combos, which are really dope. And not to mention the really nice stamina regen that the mod gives you, which really allows you to continue to do those combos and bust out that crazy damage. So turn on your system, grab your hunger, and let's get ready. We're about to get in this video right now, y'all. How's it going, gamers? Hands at you with another build. You ask and you shall receive. Y'all were asking for some hunger builds, especially with the new sword rework, and here I am. Man, and I'm loving the rework. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's new, so it's definitely cool to be back with a sword and experience something different. For this build is the high DPS low life builds, and then I have 2 more Iceborne builds, so stay tuned for that. And in this build you'll throw down a rage cell and a conduit cell. We all know what the special is, Feast. And with the new sword rework, Valiant Overdrive grants 1 Valour upon activation and then 1 every 4 seconds. And that's really nice because that works great with Recursive Hilt. Because dealing damage with Blade Rush restores 20 stamina, which we need, especially with the sword, and it generates 3 Valour over 9 seconds. So when you get 3 Valour, go ahead and do a Blade Rush, and eventually you'll be in Feast, so you'll be just regenerating a whole bunch of Valour, and you'll be able to keep up your stamina and your combos really nicely for consistent damage. For the headpiece, we're using Light's Crown, which is Rezakuri's head, that has a conduit, and we're going to put a Berserker cell. For the chest, that Shroud's chest, we have a Rage in there, and we're going to put a Discipline cell. For the arms, that is Malkarion's grasp, that has a Predator, and we're going to put another Berserker. Remember, if you don't want to have 2 Berserker cells or you can't handle that such low life of a build, you can definitely put a Wild Frenzy cell in there, and that'll increase your attack speed but drop your DPS just a little bit. For the legs, that's Kashai's, that has a Predator, and we're going to put an Energize cell. For the lantern, we're using Embermane so we can have an increased attack speed because I feel this new sword rework, the sword's attacking a little bit slow, so I'm really looking forward to pumping as much attack speed as I can in these builds. And we're going to be throwing an Energized cell in there as well, and that's so we can have our special activated as much as possible. If you are using tonics and you can afford it and you like to do so, definitely try Blitz, Frenzy, and Assault. Or you can definitely try the stamina tonic because that is really nice as well, but this build has some really good stamina regen on its own already if it's used properly. So all in all, what we got going on is a +6 Berserker. That's 35% damage if you can maintain doing damage. Conduit, that's 15% increased attack speed, and that syncs very well with Valiant Overdrive, our special Feast, and with Embermane's Lantern. Next is Energized, that's a 40% weapon charge rate, which is really nice because the sword is really fun when you're in your special, especially the Hunger because that's what you're using it for, that crazy lifesteal, AoE damage, and it's really awesome and fun. Next is Predator, that's 35% damage if you can maintain not to get hit. Rage is 25% damage all the time because we're rocking Discipline. And here's Discipline, and that gives us a 7 critical strike chance, but that's what keeps us at a half health build. So this build is really strong. It's great for like speed clears because as you can see, it's raw direct damage. You don't really need to proc anything to get it going, and it attacks really fast in my opinion, and there's room for change. Like I said, you can take off a Berserker and add a Wild Frenzy cell in there, and I really hope you enjoy this build because it goes hard. And for the next build is an Iceborne build, and in this build there's also another one that has slight variations with Overpower and Wild Frenzy and Rage Hunter. But in this one I feel is the better one because it has +6 Overpower, which is really nice. So in this build you're going to want to get the Hunger and put a Discipline cell and an Energize cell. And definitely still use Recursive Heal because I feel that it's really great in restoring stamina and Valor, and it's really nice. And then for the headpiece that has a Rage, and you're going to put a Rage Hunter cell. And then the chest is Boreas's chest that has a Rage, and we're going to put an Iceborne cell in that bad boy. And then here's where Overpower comes in. That's Torg's arms, and it has Overpower, and we're going to put another Overpower. Overpower is really nice because it's 60% damage versus staggered behemoths. And Boreal's March is the feet, and that has an Iceborne. We're going to put a Wild Frenzy. And for the Lantern, that's the same thing. It's Embermane's Lantern, so we can have increased attack speed, and we're going to put an Energized cell. So all in all, what we got going on in this build is Energized, Iceborne, a +6 Overpower, Rage, Discipline, and then Rage Hunter and Wild Frenzy at 3. But if you want a build that has a +6 Wild Frenzy but it does lack Overpower, this is the next build I'm about to show you. It's another Iceborne build, and as you can see here, it has a +6 Wild Frenzy and Rage Hunter, but it does not have Overpower in it. So what we're going to do for this build is put a Discipline and an Energized cell in there. And for the head, it's Helion's head, and it has a Rage Hunter, and you're going to put a Wild Frenzy cell. Then for Boreas's chest, that has a Rage, and you're going to put another Iceborne cell. And then that's Snatcher's hands, that has a Rage Hunter, and we're going to put a Rage cell in there. And then Boreas's feet has Iceborne, and we're going to put a Wild Frenzy. So as you can see, the builds are slightly different because of the Wild Frenzy. So if you feel you want more attack speed as the Iceborne build, use this build. But this one has a little bit more damage in terms because of the Overpower, and it has Rage Hunter as well, but you're lacking a little bit attack speed. But in my opinion, I haven't compared the two in terms of DPS, but I still think they're both nice, and I hope you enjoy these builds. Alright gamer, that's all I got for you today. Hey, if you like this video and you want to see more, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, click on that bell for notifications so we can stay together as a crew. And hey, if you're looking for someone to party up with in game, join us on Discord. That link will be in the description. And please don't hesitate to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter on the same handle, Hands Down the Best Gaming. And remember, as always, if you want to chat or if you have any questions, hit me up down in the comment section. And if you want me to work on something specific, definitely hit me up down in the comment section as well, because a lot of my videos get started just because of what you guys are looking for specifically. So this is all I got. This is Hands signing out. Peace, y'all.